So, first of all, the recruiting process was one of the most stressful times in my life. A lot of my junior year, I had to play knowing that I needed highlight footage to give to college coaches. So CMU really hadn't been contacting me at all or anything prior to that, prior to when they offered me. I know that they came to one of my earlier games, but that was about all I heard. They didn't come up to me after the game. They just came, watched, left, you know. And then one day, Coach Wood called me into his office during a school day, and he said, Coach Mose Rizon wants your contact information. He's from CMU. And I go, okay. And Coach Boyd goes, he wants to invite you to a junior day. I go, okay, cool. So I was like, yeah, 100%, I'll go. And so my mom went to CMU for college. And so when we went there, it was a little like hometown experience, and a little bit smaller than we thought of, maybe. Just because my mom went there, I'd heard all the stories, so we were familiar with it. Didn't seem as grandiose as some of the other huge colleges that you just see on TV. So we got there, and then we really realized this is big-time football. Like, really, the MAC is a seriously competitive Division I football program. And so we got to CMU, and it's great. You know, they're taking us through the tours and everything. But I didn't really shake hands with any of the coaches. So I was like, great. It was an awesome experience. So the very last segment comes up, and it's the meet with the recruiting coaches for your area. And so there's probably about 15 to 20 kids in a room with Coach Rizon. He's the recruiting coach for my area. And he says, who haven't I shook hands with in this room yet? And I was one of the kids, and there was only like one other kid in the class. So I raised my hand, and he's like, oh, what's your name? I go, it's Robi Stuart. He goes, oh, yeah, I know you. Coach Bonamigo wants to talk to you afterwards. I'm like, oh, okay, sounds great. You know, I didn't, even at that point, I didn't really know what was going on. So then we're taken downstairs to like the coach's office hallway, and I get put in with my defensive line coach, Coach Rickenstrick. I talked to him a bunch, and he was great. I love Coach Rick. And we're talking, and basically he tells me that when I go in Coach Bonamigo's office, I'm going to get a scholarship offer. And that's where me and my mom get kind of jittery and elated, you know, and then we go finally get into Coach Bonamigo's office, and he tells us that we're going to get a scholarship offer and everything. And we left feeling great about that day. A few months passed, and then they had me down for a spring practice, like one of their Saturday scrimmages, and that's the day where I actually committed. It was funny because we knew for a little while that I was going to commit there prior to, maybe a few weeks, but we were keeping the coaches in the dark about it because I wanted to do it in person. And when we finally did that, and I told Coach Rizon about that, he goes, oh, come on, man, are you for real? You had us all worried over here. I go, sorry, Coach.